Good morning, my friends. It is I, John, here in my studio. I wanted to hop on and let you guys know that this morning I began the 8-week journey in fasting this year. There's going to be 2 weeks of prep, 4 weeks of fasting, 2 weeks of easing out of it, shall we say. But I wanted to talk about the process. Next Saturday, you're going to get a video that'll be the entire week in review. So you're going to get all of the daily things that are going on with me physically and my body and what's happening. But I wanted to make this video to talk about fasting in general. I do not fast for spiritual reasons. People think, John, you're fasting for spiritual reasons. No. I know that I like a lot of food. I like fast food. I like pizza. I like all those things. I like coffee, of course. And every so often, I just like to cleanse my body out and let my bodily process kind of have a break. And I have found that when I do this, there's always good benefits. There's always benefits. During the fasting process, I have very clear mind. I have a very clear mind. My clarity of thought is such that I really can get a lot done. During the fast, I have a lot more time because I'm not prepping food or eating food, so I'm gaining hours in every day. So the time during the fast is always very, very productive for me. I get a lot done. That's why I make a list of things to do during the fast so that I can knock them off my list and get them out of the way. There are all kinds of types of fasting, and intermittent fasting being one that I do almost all the time. I don't eat breakfast, and I haven't for years. And I usually eat around noon or 1, and then I eat something around 5 or 6, and then I don't eat all night. And I've done that for years. But what you eat in those times dictates your outcome, right? Now, talking about outcome, coming up to this fast this year, I began a while ago really getting lower in my carbs early on. The first week of the fast will be 0 carb. I'm going to knock myself down to no carbs at all. That's the prepping, one of the prepping weeks. But I have been reducing my carbs for a while now. And starting at the beginning of this fast, I wanted to show you the results of just what reducing carbs can do. And here's a picture of my face from a couple months ago to right now. And this was just the results of taking or reducing my carbohydrate down to very, very few. That alone will do a lot for you. And the other thing is when you reduce your carbs, your body stops craving. What happens is when you have a high carb diet, your body starts to literally want carbs all the time. And when you go for a period of time of not having carbs, your body starts to get hungry. You start to get cravings. And if you reduce your carbohydrates, that goes away. When I did the carnivore diet all the way, within a couple of days, I had no cravings, none. My desire to be binge eating all the time just simply went away. I ended up naturally eating only 2 meals a day, and then during strict carnivore, I actually some days I just wasn't hungry for the first meal, so I'd only have the second meal, and I felt great. I had my clarity of mind, as I said, lost a lot of weight. But when you do go this route, there's a couple things that happen physically. Like I said, you're going to have a very interesting experience with your own issues. Your arthritis will probably ease up a little bit. If you have skin issues, they'll definitely clear out. For me, these are the things that happen. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form this will happen for you, but these are the things that happen for me. The first couple of weeks, your gut biome is shifting and changing, and it's going to start purging things out of your system that are there because of the carbohydrates. That said, and this is going to sound a little lewd, and I apologize ahead of time. Sometimes it isn't a fart. Yeah, so You will have some diarrhea things for a few days, and then that will go away, and you'll come back to normal. That cleans out the junk that's in your system very quickly. It just starts washing it out. But you have to be near a bathroom for a little bit of time, usually about a week. You have to like make sure you're near a bathroom. Um, Once that's cleared out, everything straightens out. Um, you end up not having bowel movements for sometimes days. And for me, when I eat carbohydrates, I have 2 to 3 bowel movements a day. So to me, carbohydrates really want to get out of my body very quickly. When you get into the week of zero food, um, the biggest struggle days are always the first 2 to 3. That is very much reduced when you have gone into it with a zero carb prep week, because a lot of the struggles you have in day 2 and 3 is the carbohydrates and struggling against the cravings. When you ease into it, like I do every year, when you ease into it, you don't have that struggle nearly as bad. You'll have a mental struggle of I should be eating, um, but it's not a physical starving hunger kind of feel. It's more of a you're breaking a habit of this is the time I eat. When you get past that moment and you get further into it, it just gets easier and easier and easier. And then those are going to come towards the end of your fast. When you mentally know your end of your fast is coming, you start to go, "Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice. This would be great." Right. And then you slowly start to have that desire for food. And then you because you're now mentally into that state. And the first time you take something that's not water, it's like, oh my gosh, this tastes so much better, right? For me, my prep out week, the week after my prep out, is always broth. I just shift over to broth with butter, and I allow that natural fat and butter to be the first food, even though it's still coming in liquid form. And the body just loves it, loves the feeling of that. Then I shift into a zero carb week at the very end, and that zero carb week, I ease into that. I don't start that week with a steak. I start that week with hard boiled eggs, mixed in broth with butter. I sometimes will put a small bit of chicken in that to start putting that protein and fat in my body. And by the end of the week, I have a steak. I end my fast with a steak, and then that is always just a wonderful experience, right? And then you'll ease out. Now, like I said, I don't do this for spiritual reasons in any way, shape, or form. I did 40-day water fasts, because I thought it would be an interesting experiment a long time ago. And some days I do, sometimes I do 40, sometimes I do less. I've never done more, but I've often thought that because my practice was a 40-day water fast, kind of paring that down to maybe next year it'll be just the month of February, and I'll do my ease in the last 2 weeks of January, my ease out the first 2 weeks of March, and have the month of February be fasting February. So that's kind of my plan for next year. This year I'm a little bit behind the game, so I'm 2 weeks back behind that, but I will be starting it in February and ending it in March. And to me, this experience has always been a real interesting challenge in can I do it? And 2, it's always shown benefits. Always shown benefits. I've always lost weight. I've always felt better. I've always come out of it feeling just simply lighter. And I will say that it has been an absolute wonderful thing for me personally. Now, the mental struggle, people will say, I can't get past day 1, day 2. Well, that's because of the carbohydrate thing. You're literally, your carbohydrates are screaming out for more carbohydrates. And so I'm not telling you what to do. Like I said, I'm not a medical doctor. Fasting is something, if you want to do it, you probably should check with your own doctor. I've been doing this for a long, long time, and I am a unique individual, as are you. So my body reacts to it very well. So you might want to check with your doctor about it, or or even, if if you decide you want to try it, don't start with something huge. Start with a week. Do 5 days, do 3 days, right? But I will tell you, go zero carb before that, because it'll make your fasting experience much better. A lot of people do what's called alternate day fasting, where they'll skip meals every other day, and I think, for me personally, I think that the optimal way of eating for myself is what's called OMAD, one meal a day, with broth or something, that's got calories, but it's not something heavy as an earlier meal, and then a regular one meal a day. And I would keep that one meal still very low carb. I think that would be the optimal diet for me personally, and I probably will be going that way after the fast this year, because I've now prepped my body for that fast. And so I just wanted to give you this heads up. Next Saturday, you will be getting a video that started being filmed today, and it'll be every day from this way up until next Friday. It'll be from Saturday to Friday, the filming, and you'll get that video next Saturday. And then by the end of that week, you'll have I'll give you the stats of how much weight I've lost and all that stuff, so you'll understand what's going on. You should be able to very clearly see the weight loss and stuff on camera, and so you'll start to see the changing of the face and everything else. But I wanted to make this video today because today is the official start date of the fasting process, and you won't get the video about today until next Saturday. So that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.